Hello students, welcome back to the lecture of marketing services. This is Dr. Ram Singh, Assistant Professor, School of Management, BBD University, Lucknow. Today we are going to discuss the next topic, that is marketing mix of banking services. We have discussed that what are marketing mix. Marketing mixes are basically the tools that are used by the organizations and the companies to formulate their marketing strategies, and these are the tools that helps the company to in case when the goods or the services failure, then by making the changes in the marketing strategies by using these tools can help the companies to have cope up with that particular situation and to have the good market share, right? So these are the basically traditionally these are 4 P's of marketing that was developed by McCarthy, that is product, place, price, promotion. But in case of services, because of the unique characteristics of services, that is intangibility, inseparability, heterogeneity, uh, and perishability, it requires to have change in this traditionally 4 P's. So it results in the more 3 extended marketing mix, that is people, process, and physical evidence. So in case of banking, we have discussed that banks were traditionally, they were only confined their operations to the only accounting procedures and other financial activities, but they are nothing to do with the marketing. But with the nationalization of the banks in India, and branch were expanding that point of time, but yes, customers were dissatisfied with the services of the banks. So moreover, during that time after the LPG, um, most of the private banks are entering in India, foreign banks are there. So yes, it was the need of an hour to think on it, that how to cope up with this challenging situation, right? So in this light, yes, banking industry start thinking about the blending of marketing concept with the bank, right? So in this direction, banks start blending the marketing variable, that is marketing mix of services in banking also, that is product, price, place, promotion, people, process, and physical evidence. So we will discuss each of these 7 P's in the light of banking sector in this lecture. So the first one is your product. So when we talk about product, we have already discussed what is product. Product is anything that satisfies the need of the customer. So in case of services, it is a bundle of utilities or the offerings that consist of the various product features and accompanying the services. So in case of bank, we can see the various deposits, loans, financial consultancy services, international banking, and saving bank accounts, credit cards. These are some of the products that are sold by the bank. So again, it is very much important for the banks to identify their core and supplementary services, and as it is having more marketing implication, because we know that all of the commercial banks are offering the similar kind of services to their customers, right? All of the banks are providing the loans, they are providing the deposit facilities, they are providing the consultancy services, international banking, safe deposits, credit cards. Then of course, how to differentiate between the services? So of course here the augmented product is there that differentiate between the services of the banks. So bank differentiate their services on the by the providing the value added services to their customer, and of course yes, these value added services are technological based, and it requires that customer should be techno savvy for using these services. So some of the example of value added services can be mobile banking, right? Mobile payment facilities through ATM or mobile app, and electronic fund transfer, purchasing through debit or credit card. So these are some of the services that are value-added services that are given by the banks. Moreover, banks can also have the option of introducing new schemes. Introduction of new schemes, you can take example of banks are providing the free demat account to their customers while opening the accounts with their branch. Then banks are having also the option in making the modification of the product. Product modification means the way of doing the business. Nowadays, you can see the trend of tele banking in banks. Then change in process. So of course, bank industry have seen the tremendous change in the process and in terms of automation. Nowadays, there is no requirement of to be in a standing queue in the banks and waiting for it for depositing the cash. You can do that just by visiting the ATM or just by visiting the e centers of the banks. You can deposit your cash. You can withdraw the money, or you can print out your passbooks, or you can make the electronic fund transfer from there. So this is how the product can be product can be introduced, or the augmented product can be introduced by the bank by making the changes in their process. Then change in the product lines. Yes, it is one of the options for the banks that they can make the change in their product lines. For example, the banks which is dealing with the personal banking, they can switch their business to the corporate banking. Like they start giving they start giving facilities to the corporate customers also. Now, coming on the next P, that is pricing. So we know that what is pricing? Pricing means the price that a customer pay for of availing the service, or the price at which the service provider offer their services. And of course, yes, this price is the consumer's perceptual representation of the about the quality of the product, and whatever the quality and in the light of that quality of the services that is delivered to them, customers are having the perceived pricing. Customer having the certain idea about the pricing in their mind. So consumer recognized prices are high or low depending on the internal reference point, which are established either by the exposure to the prices that are charged by the competitor, or their past exposure to that particular service. So in case of banking, pricing in banking related to the interest rate paid by the bankers on deposit, or the interest charged by the banks on loan, or commission charge for demand drafts, or the various charges that are that is made by the banks for various types of transactions, and various kind of fees for providing the certain services to the customers. But of course, yes, in India, the bank adopt the administered pricing structure, which is governed by Reserve Bank of India. And of course, Reserve Bank of India have given the certain certain permission to the banks, limited deregulations has allowed by the banks, so that they can differentiate their services on the basis of the differential interest rates. So banking sector is given flexibility in terms of several charges to be recovered from consumers or account holders, or by the help of this flexibility, by the help of this by making changes in these charges, banks are able to differentiate their services from that of the customers. So of course, it helps in differentiating. It helps the consumer to differentiate the services on the basis of the price of the service. So by time nowadays, sometimes banks are also charges the bundle pricing for the additional services offered to the customer. Nowadays, they are charging the certain amount, and in that amount, they are providing with the various kind of facilities. For example, they charge some certain amount, and they provide you the customer with the credit card facilities, with the gift vouchers, right? With the mobile banking, internet banking. Just in that particular charge, they are providing the bundle of benefits to their customers. Now coming on the third P, that is promotion. So we know that promotion is marketing communication by the marketers to the customer. And it, of course, yes, this promotion helps in differentiating the service in the mind of the customer, as we know that there is no perceptible difference available among customers. In case of banking services, we know that all the banks are providing the same, more or less similar kind of services. But yes, this promotion helps in the banks to differentiate between their services and helps in communicating the brand message and offers to the customers. So through promotion, bank communicate the customers about their various offerings, right? And all the promotional tools that we have studied, like advertising, publicity, sales promotion, personal selling, these all are employed widely by the banks. And of course, yes, they are creating the powerful image and sense of credibility, confidence, reassurance among customers. And you can see that major advertising campaigns are continuously undertaken by the various banks, and the main purpose behind the advertising is to strengthen the awareness among the customers about the offerings of their services, right? And of course, in banking services, banks are communicating with customer regarding the offering of the new products, or either if they are changing interest rates, or the festival season offers, or opening new branches, etc. And these all information is communicated by the help of effective media, and which is used by the bank to communicate about services at right time. And of course, yes, it results in more satisfying customers. You can take example of ICICI Bank from here. They have introduced the new service, that is opening account at your home itself. As we know that it was too time taking process to get into the bank and opening the account. So in the, as an additional service, ICICI come up with the tab banking, right? They have come up with the option of opening the account at a home and saving the time. So you can see the tagline that save time for other important things in life. They have promoted this campaign with the brand ambassador, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. So you can see that how banks are using the promotion for communicating their offerings to the customer. Then another you can see over here, like Bank of India, they are again communicating the international banking experience, communicating about international banking experience, and your bank is where you live. They are communicating about their accessibility to the customers. Then you can see another promotion by Bank of Baroda, where they are promoting about the education loan, right? That they are providing the education loan to their students, and of course, yes, these are offerings that are communicated by the help of the promotion. Now coming on the fourth P, that is place. So when we talk about place, so place is all about distribution, all about providing banking services at right time in a convenient way. So service providers' physical connection to the service, the customer involvement in the service production process, the involvement of other customer in the service production process creates the challenge for the service provider. So of course, yes, in case of banking, customers are nowadays using the banking 24/7. So yes, in order to make their service more accessible to the customers, nowadays banks are opening their ATMs at proximity of the customers, and nowadays various ATMs are opening at various locations, so that the customer can get the banking services 24/7 by the help of this ATM. Then yes, customer is nowadays moving towards any branch banking. Yes, after the introduction of core banking solution, that is CBS, banks are now moving towards any branch banking. It means that in spite of the account in any of the branch across the country, you can access your account from any of the location across the country. This is again one of the way of delivering the services to the customer, that customers can use the service, customer can access to their bank account from any of the branch, irrespective of their native place, irrespective of the branch of their native place where they are having the account. They can access their account from any of the branch across the country. Then banks are providing their services by the help of electronic transaction. Nowadays, various electronic platform is there. By the help of this platform, like PhonePe or like Paytm, banks are providing the various services to their customer. So bank services delivered by the internet or the mobile phone interface or the voice response system or the call centers or automatic teller machine. So these are some of the these are some of the way how the services are delivered to the customer, and of course, yes, it has been drastically changes over. There are certain changes, they have drastically changed over the last decades, and yes, it affects the nature of service experience for the customer. So, and of course, but in case when the complexity associated, like taking the loan or service, customer have to rely on personal channels, and of course, in that, convenience of location plays an important role on customer perception regarding banking services. Because in case of the more complex services like loans or like uh, I mean. Various kinds of complex transactions, it requires face-to-face with the banking personnel. So of course, in that case, customer had to visit the branch. So here, yes, customer want one thing, that yes, convenience of the location. So in for various kind of the complex financial services, banks branch location of the bank branch plays very important role, and yes, banks should consider the convenience of location for their customers. As we know, the convenience is a key driver of channel choice for the majority of the customer, and and of course, ATM provides the opportunity to the banks to attract the customer in their attract the customer, providing the services in their convenience location. Then coming on the extended marketing mix of services in case of bank. So yes, it comes when we talk about services, it comes the role of people. These are the people, these are the service personnel who deliver the services to the customer. And ultimately, these are the face of the company. Right. So these are the in case of banks, these banking personnel are the face of the bank. Right. So banking product cannot be separated from the person who is marketing them. The product and the seller together constitute the banking product. So in order to make whole banking customer oriented, the banks are now adopting the internal marketing. Of course, yes, it is required before marketing to the external world. It is very much required that yes, that you should market with your internal customers. That means that you should market with your internal employees. When the employees are satisfied, when the employees are having the proper knowledge about the product, then they can deliver the products to the customer in an effective way. Right. So, in order to make this whole banking customer oriented, nowadays companies are having the various companies, I mean banks are having the various training programs for their employees. Right. They are having the very development programs for their employees so that they can interact with the customer in a more in a more effective way. Right. Nowadays, it is not only confined to the technical knowledge. Right. Banking employees should not only conversant in banking operations, but also require that he should be conversant in making social interaction and have the tolerance for the customers. So yes, these skills are nowadays developed by the help of various development programs and training programs connected by the banks time to time. So pupil, we have seen that pupil plays a very important role in banking sector. And yes, by realizing the role of pupil, nowadays banks are more focusing on providing the training on soft skills, training on social interaction, training and the development program on handling customer complaints are going in various banks. so that their employees are more conversant in dealing with the customers. Then coming on third, that is second extended mix, sixth marketing mix of banking, that is process. So of course, process plays a very important role, and it involves all the activities that from the product conception stage to the product designing and development down to its marketing at a branch level. And it includes the various accounting procedure putting through transaction. And we know that due to technological advancement, there's automation in the banking process, and yes, nowadays automation of the transaction accounting procedure and data handling. But yes, at the same time, the process engineering is also there, which ultimately results in reducing the time delay in the various banking transactions. Like you can take example of clearance of the check. So nowadays, check can be cleared on the same day. Instead of the fact that check is of another bank, but yes, nowadays there is not too much complicated process it was there in the past. Nowadays, check can be cleared within a day. In previous time, it takes around 3 to 4 days for clearing the check. But nowadays it can be done in a very easy way. And nowadays you can transfer the payment by using the various softwares, by using the various applications like what I have cited, like Paytm or PhonePe or Google Pay. You can even make a transaction in the bank. So this is how the process of the banks have changed tremendously over the decades. Nowadays, this process is by and by it is going to be more automated, and there is less involvement of the banking personnel in delivering the services to the customers. So you can see that how the process has changed over the time. Then coming on the last P, that is physical evidence. So of course, yes, we know that in banking services too, they are intangible. So of course, it requires tangibles. So yes, physical evidence refers to the tangible tangibles are defined as the appearance of the physical facilities or the equipment or the personnel or the communication material. And of course, yes, it helps in resulting having better customer satisfaction. In case of bank, it is very much important, in terms of the banking environment in which the service is delivered, and at the point where the bank employees and customer interact. So nowadays you can see that banks are now moving towards making their environment more friendly, and from austerity and formal setting to the more friendly and attractive layout and decor over there. Nowadays they are having a proper sitting arrangement for the customers. They are having the help decks over there for helping the customers, right? And of course, nowadays banks are in order tangibilizing their services, banks are having the consider the comfort level of the consumer inside a branch. And yes, this comfort level of the consumer and makes the consumer to have the easy access to the banking services, and ultimately improve the perception of the quality for the banking services. So this is how the physical evidence helps in case of banking. We are going to discuss the case study on ICICI Bank. So when we talk about marketing of services, we have already discussed that in banking sector, yes, marketing of services played a very important role, and banking sector also moving towards the service marketing, and they have blended the concept of marketing in the banking sector also. So we have already discussed the various marketing mix of banking sector. We have discussed about the evolution of banking sector in India, and today we are going to discuss the case study on ICICI Bank, so that we can understand that how practically they are implemented. The concept of service marketing is implemented in the banking sector. So let's have a look on the introduction to the ICICI Bank. So ICICI Bank stands for Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation of India, and it is an Indian public limited company dealing with finance and banking services to the customers. And it was established in the year 1994, and from October 2018 onwards, Mr. Sandeep Bakshi is the CEO and MD of the bank. So now, with this brief introduction about this bank, let's move on the marketing mix of ICICI Bank. We know that marketing mix are the marketing tools that are used by the banks for formulating their marketing strategies. And in case of services, we know that we are having 7 P's, that is product, place, price, promotion, people, process, and physical evidence. So we will discuss all of these P's for ICICI Bank. So when we talk about product, so as far as ICICI Bank is concerned, the first product that product means that is offerings that the bank, the various offerings provided by the banks to the customers. So here we can see that ICICI Bank, the first product is banking services itself, which includes saving account, recurring account, fixed deposit accounts, and various kinds of special accounts for the senior citizens and teenagers. Then second is various types of cards, that is credit card, travel card, debit card, that these services are provided to the customers. Then ICICI Bank also provides the service of investment banking, means it provides the various avenues of investment to its customer, like tax saving bonds, mutual funds, foreign exchange services, and also pure good investments. Then it provides loans. It includes personal loans, medical equipment loans, or farm equipment loans, vehicle loans, and loans against securities. Then some of other offerings can be the financial services or the corporate banking for the industrial user or the corporate user. Then it provides insurance services. For that, it is having the separate unit, that is ICICI Pro, ICICI Prudential Services, ICICI Insurance Prudential Services. They are having the certain different segment in ICICI for the insurance services. Then they are providing the various wealth management services, portfolio management to their customers, private banking, and also provide mortgage loans to their valuable and loyal customers. Then second P is place, means distribution, that how they make the services accessible to the customer. So they are making the services accessible to the customer by setting up the network of ATMs, around 11,162 ATMs across the country, with 3,800 branches. And of course, yes, for setting up these ATMs, suitable places are shortlisted and finalized in such a way so that maximum of the customer can take the benefit of the services of ICICI Bank. And while setting up these places, the safety and security for both the banks and as well as for the customers are kept in mind. So this place act as the distribution for the banking facilities to the customer for 24/7 hours. And of course, along with that, they are also encouraging the use of internet and technology. For that, nowadays they are equipped with various modern facilities, and also open various information centers where all the related queries can be answered. And further, various services are also provided to the customers by the help of mobile banking also. So this is how the distribution of the banking services in case of ICICI Bank is carried on. Now coming on the third P, that is price. So of course, yes, bank offers an assortment of various financial services to its esteemed customers, and of course it deals in competitive market. So it has a policy that involves improvisation at each and every level. So as the core product is same for all the banking services, so they add the values to the to their services by analyzing the customer's mindset and economic condition time to time. Then coming on next pricing strategies, of course they are following the aggressive pricing strategy where they offer the low cost fund to their customers, and offers various loans and schemes to attract its customer, and rates are evaluated at a normal regular interval of time, and they make the changes as per the need of the customers as well as the need of an hour for the banking sector. Then promotional strategy. So of course, promotional strategy includes direct and indirect communication with the customers. Besides emphasizing on the modernization of his banking facilities, the promotional activities focus on the benefits that is given to their customers of the ICICI Bank. So by the help of this their promotional campaign, the benefit of each product is highlighted so that the clients become impressed and can use the services of the bank. Advertisements are used widely by ICICI Bank, and the advertisement is placed in the print media, and famous personalities have been associated for the same. Bank upon Amitabh Bachchan, the famous actor in the advertisement, we have seen this advertisement, and all the advertisements related to the bank that denote trust and convey the customers to have trust in the bank. What we have discussed, that of course it is very much important, assurance. So here they are assuring their customer, they are building the trust among the customer for their services, and they have itself they are having a tagline that is Hum Hai Na, which assure that yes, ICICI Bank is there to provide the services, banking services to their customer, and assure the trust and confidence in the customers. And along with that, the bank also patch up with Indian Railway, and many services provided for Indian Railway customers by the help of the ICICI Bank. So another promotion measure is My Saving Reward, where banks allotted the reward point to their customer for using their services, and these points are given automatically for multiple transactions like internet banking or shopping through online, or payment of bills, automatic debiting of saving account for any monthly installment, etc. These reward points are accumulated in the account of the customers, and which can be redeemed anytime by the customers. Then you can see the what I just discussed, that they are promoting their services in their advertisement. So of course they have come up with the new concept of open account at home. So you can see the advertisement where Amitabh Bachchan is there, and yes, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan is promoting the campaign of tab banking, and yes, the ICICI Bank is coming up with the service of tab banking, means you can open your account at home itself. So this advertisement is focusing on ease of opening the account, as most of the cases account opening is a complex process till date in various banks. So they have come up with the new concept that yes, tab banking, by the help of this tab banking, customer can open the account, bank account from their home itself. So this is how they are providing the information about their offerings by the help of their promotional campaign. Now, coming on the next P, that is people. So, of course, people plays a very important role, and these are the service personnel who represent the organization in front of customers. So, in case of ICICI Bank also, the people of ICICI Bank, means the service personnel of ICICI Bank, they are continuously providing with the various kinds of training to deal with the customer, as well as internal marketing is there, which are focusing on marketing the various offerings to their internal customer, that is to their employees, and various kinds of development programs are carried on by the bank time to time to improve the soft skills and customer interaction skills of their employees. Then coming on the next page, that is process. So of course process plays a very important role in banking sector. So from account opening and to the various kind of services, the process is very important, because it is the process that how simple your process is, the customer will be retained with your services and customer will like your services. So ICICI Bank is continuously focusing on making the process simple. We have taken the example of tab banking, what I have just discussed, where they have taken the initiative, they have taken the initiative of providing the services of opening the account at the home. right? So this is one of the example how they make their process simple by providing the customer to open their account at their home itself. Then the account opening at the ease of an employee, and then speeding delivery of the services. So at the ease of an account opening process makes simple, and speeding delivery of services are there, and which focus on reducing the paperwork, and standardization of the procedures are carried on time to time in the bank, and customization of the services are provided in the light of the need of the customers. So customer involvement in money matters for signature purpose, of course. So it only involve the money matters when the loan amount or such kind of the huge transactions are there. So they are only using the customer involvement for the just for verifying their transactions, just for the signature purpose, and all the processes are nowadays going to be automated, right? So this is how they are making the process simple, and so we have seen that they are making the process of account opening easy at the ease of an employee as well as their customer also. So this is how the process is making simple day by day by the bank. Then physical evidence is all about the tangibilized element of tangibility to tangibilize the services. So in case of banking, of course, physical evidence plays a very important role. So as far as ICICI Bank is concerned, they are having the a special help desk for their customer, and imaginative design of bank brochures, flashy checkbook that they are, with the name of account holder printed on the leaves is provided to the customers. Attractive brand logo symbol added to the customer perception, and punchline hum hai na. Of course, yes, they are again represent the assurance to the customers, assurance by the bank to the customer, and various financial reports they have published time to time, and annual or the half-yearly report they have published time to time, so that customer can know the exact position of the bank in the market. And also they are having the employee dress code, which again add the tangibility elements uh, by the help of the appearance of their employees. So this is all about the marketing mix. Now coming on customer relationship management. So we know that customer relationship management plays a very important role. It is the process of maintaining the long-term relationship with the existing customer. So, as far as ICICI Bank is concerned, they start their customer relationship management by collecting the data. That data from the customer application form is collected, and personal information is collected, and this information is then fed to the centralized software at one server, which can be accessed anytime, anywhere. So this helps in the further process of customized offerings and cross-selling to the customers. Then they provide the wide range of offerings after collecting the data from the customer. Then another feature of the software is what we have discussed. Another feature of CRM in ICICI Bank is cross-selling. So of course, by knowing the wide range of offerings, right, after collecting data, then selecting the wide range of offerings, the next step is to provide the cross-selling services. Cross-selling means to provide the various services to the customer, to which the customer have not applied. For example, if the customer has saving account with the bank, then they offer him insurance or the fixed deposit services, etc. So this is known as the cross-selling service. So by the help of the software, the data that has been collected, on the basis of the data about the customer that they have collected, the various products that can be cross-sold is analyzed by the team of the experts, and finally the products are cross-sold to the customers. Then another important feature of the CRM at ICICI Bank is the feedback system. So when we talk of feedback, of course, yes, feedback is very much important at what customers say about the service. So the customer feedback on the service or technology use or the employee behavior, and how much the employee is prompt in solving customers' problem. are taken regularly and are analyzed. So this is how CRM is effectively work in ICICI Bank. Moreover, the CRM is technology driven and which facilitate the coordination of multiple business functions along with the coordination of the various multiple channels of communication with the customers like face-to-face or the call center, ATMs, web telephones, or by kiosk or bank branch and safety associates, etc. And the software that is used for this purpose is Sybil. ICICI Bank uses Sybil software and which tracks the each and every touch point of touch of the customer. Like these are all of the point of touch where the customer uh, interact with the bank, like call centers or to bank branch or ICICI centers they are having, or the ATMs or the web and SMS. So these are some of the point of touch. Right. Then, by the help of this software, there is automated process flow technique. The process is automated. Whenever the customer register any kind of query, it is forwarded to the concerned department, and as well as when the customer is making any kind of transaction, the report on the transaction of each and every individual customer is generated so that this customized report helps the team to analyze the behavior of the customer and provide them the various offerings as per his financial needs. As well as, of course, if this software provides the opportunity for the banks to promote the cross-selling. Then at last, this software is very important in handling with the complaint and query management, as we know that this is one of the area of concern for the banking services. So, how the bank staff is dealing with the complaints of the customer is tracked by the Cyber software. These complaints are whenever the customer makes complaint for any of the point of touch, they are registered at this cyber software and is automatically forwarded to the um, concerned department, and they are continuously tracked by the senior person or the officials of the bank, uh, and so that these complaints can be resolved within a specified time limit, as well as whenever customer makes any kind of query, then how this query has been resolved by the personal is also take care of. So this is all about that how this software helps in dealing with the complaints and the query management. And moreover, this software also helps in retaining the customer too. So as far as customer retention is concerned, so whenever any kind of abnormal behavior in the customer's transaction is observed, I mean abnormal behavior like customer not operating the account for the long period of time, or he has withdrawn all of the money from his account suddenly. So of course, yes, that he may switch to the another banking services. So when any such kind of abnormal behavior or any kind of negative feedback from the customers there on their website on their and here's any kind of negative review. So whenever this kind of events happen, these events are tracked by the software. So and the concerned department, bank, concerned department of the bank approaches the customer and resolve their query so that they can retain with the bank so that they can be satisfied with the banking service. So this is all about that how ICICI Bank help in providing the various services to the existing customer, maintain the relationship with the customer. So by the help of this case study, we know that how the various concepts of the services are practically implemented, how the marketing mix are practically implemented in banking sector, and how plays an important role in effective delivery of the services. So this is all about the case study on banking sector. So thank you, students. See you in the next lecture.